Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Richmond Guides Travel Talk. I am Jonathan. I know it's been a little bit since I last had a podcast episode with you guys. Been a little bit busy working with my main job as a teacher and then my part-time gig as well, trying to figure out how I want to go about this podcast. And after taking a little bit of time, I finally have figured out what I want to do with it. I'm going to keep pressing forward and going to just keep creating episodes for you all. Now, if you guys remember, in one of the last episodes, I did mention a bunch of different things. One of them being that I am practically a travel guru. Now, I may not be the best in the world, but I do have a lot of experience. One of those being cruising. And that's the question we're going to be asking and answering today. Why should I cruise? Not just me, but you. Why should you cruise? Why would you do this with your family? Why would you do this with your business or anything that you want to do it with? Why should you cruise? Why is it one of the best ways to travel? Well, and in of itself, travel. I mean, for crying out loud, for me personally, I may not even be 30 years old yet, and I have had the humble opportunity to go on 33 cruises as of this point, and I have another 6 that are coming up later this year. And it is one of the best ways to travel because, one, you have your stateroom, a place where you can go, you can relax, you can be by yourself, you can invite people over, you can have an inside stateroom for economical purposes, you can have an ocean view balcony and just sit out there and listen to the waves rolling, or you can see as you're going into port. And even on some of the bigger ships, some of the newer ships, you have different neighborhoods that you can just peacefully listen to or enjoy the high energy, depending on if you are in, let's say, central balcony on the Oasis class, the central balconies of Central Park, or on the back of the ship over the boardwalk, and you can hear in on the nearly nighttime, every nighttime show that occurs out of the back of the ship at the Aqua Theater. With these staterooms, you can choose whichever version you want. You can go all the way up to a deluxe, a suite class. You can even get a personal genie, a Royal Genie that Royal Caribbean offers. And we can talk more about specifics on Royal Caribbean and Disney and MSC and all these different cruise lines at a later point. But the stateroom, you get to unpack once, and your hotel floats with you as you go to one of the next things of the reason to cruise, and that is the destinations. You get to choose which cruise you're doing. You can see some of the most popular places in the Caribbean. You can even go to some far-flung places, random capitals, random cities in Europe. You can travel out to the Far East and see Japan as well as China. You can go down under and go to New Zealand. You can go to Australia. And there's even some cruises that go all around Africa, South America, and even the far-flung north of New England and Canada in the Northeast and Alaska in the Northwest. Some amazing views, some amazing places you can get to see. So you've got destinations would be a way to have a reason to cruise, and you can even try some new food. It's another reason to be on these cruises. The food being included for the most part on most of your cruise lines is one less thing you have to worry about. Just like with the stateroom, you don't have to worry about the extra cost of it. You don't have to worry about the extra cost of the food unless you are specifically going and doing some of the specialty dining options, which, in all honesty, could be worth your time. And I'll talk more about this on some of the different podcasts in the future. When we talk about Royal, we talk about Disney. They each have their own opportunities with specialty dining that you can have. So you can have food that is local to the area. If you go to on like an Alaskan cruise, sometimes they offer food that is from the local region. One of the examples I have is when I went on the Disney Wonder out of Alaska, they offered some stuff I never thought I would ever have: elk, some deer, and other meats and stuff, and some other food types that they only offer in those areas because it is from that region. And even with that, you can even have food in the local cuisine off the ship. So like I mentioned, you can have the different destinations. One of the trips I have planning, I'm going to try and see if I can have some of the local cuisine in the Mexican Riviera or in any other location that I may be visiting. It is something that you can choose, something that you can bring your family on, and you could each try something new that you could potentially make back at home. You never know. And one of the other things that just takes a lot of cruising to the next level, and I've hinted at it a little bit, is the entertainment. On cruise ships, most cruise ships nowadays that are the ones you see all the videos of, you see TikToks, you see Instagram reels, you see pictures of, and even blog posts and stuff like that, people are going nuts over it, is the different types of entertainment you can find on all these different ships. You can find things like music playing in Central Park on one of the Oasis class ships. You can have a dueling pianos night in one of the newest bars on Icon of the Seas. You can have a nice 4-piece horn orchestra that they are just playing some tunes, or you can go as crazy as having a full-on tribute to different bands, in which you can have like a Queen tribute band, you can have some Caribbean music. So going beyond dealing with just music involved, you can even have things such as Broadway style shows. On a lot of the Royal Caribbean ships and on every Disney ship, they have Broadway style shows or even actual Broadway versions of shows, such as Cats, Hairspray, Grease, and Mamma Mia. Those are just a few examples that I have seen on Royal Caribbean. On Disney, they make their own shows on there. They even have brought some of the shows that you may have seen in bits and pieces on land and brought it onto the ships. And it's just an amazing level to go into a theater sitting with 1,000 other people just to watch a show on a stage that is rocking in the middle of the ocean. It's just so cool to see that, because they have some amazing things that happen in there. And they're using Broadway techniques on the high seas. So one of the things you can keep in mind there. You even have the thrill factors throughout some of these ships. You've got water slides on some of them. You've got rock walls on others. You've got a mini golf course that the whole family can enjoy. And it's stuff that you can do by yourself. You can do in a pair, a couple. You can do it with a group of friends. You can have your whole family have a competition. Just all these different things. And even on some of the larger ships on Royal, they have things like the Flow Rider. And one of the coolest things I've ever done is skydive at sea on Ripcord by iFly on the Odyssey of the Seas. And I've done it on land and I've done it on the sea. Cool thing to do. And I wish there was more of them, but there's just unique factors of every single ship that you go on, different types of entertainment, different things for you and your family and your friends to do, and even your coworkers. Speaking of coworkers, you can have conferences on these cruises. One of the last cruises I went on, I was chatting with a couple, and they were on this cruise because they were doing it with their work, and they had a whole fun time together in which they had a dinner at Chops, and they were able to have a conference on there as well. And it's just, you can tailor any trip to work for you, for your business, to whatever your needs are. And you don't have to worry about going anywhere because the ship takes you there. It's just amazing what can be done on a cruise. Now, I will talk about on the opposite side, not everybody is going to enjoy cruise. Generally speaking, cruises are amazing. Cruises are fun. Cruises are relaxing for the vast majority of people. But if you can't handle being at sea for multiple days or being away from technology and stuff like that, then cruising may not be for you. But a lot of advancements have occurred and a lot of changes have come to these ships that have made them a lot more spacious for people. And by having Wi-Fi involved, you can even still be connected at home. You can still be rolling through all the social media. You can even be texting someone at home and be like, hey, I forgot to turn this off. Can you go check on it for me? And they can easily do it for you. And or even if you left your pets at home, you can even check on them. Because I know on one of the trips I've seen pictures of the pets that my parents have come back, and even my sister and her husband, their picture of their pets have come back as well. And it's just amazing how far technology has come with traveling on cruise ships. So that's all I got, at least for today, with why should you cruise, and on this episode of the Richmond Guides Travel Talks. Make sure you guys check us out on all the social medias. We have Facebook, we have Instagram, we do have TikTok. I am working on getting some more videos on there, some different reels and stuff like that. If you haven't found the YouTube channel, make sure you check out Richmond Guides on YouTube. We have a bunch of videos back from 2018 on there that you should check out. And the podcast also posts there as well. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you can get notified of any videos or any podcasts that do come out. We are officially on Apple Podcasts now, with the first few episodes have been posted on there. So if you are an Apple podcaster, make sure you do have us on the follow button, and you'll be able to see or actually listen to our episodes every time it does pop up. Other than that, that's all I've got for you guys today. I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you guys in the next adventure. Bye-bye.